Hi, everybody. It's Mike from Here, the Watchmen. We are less than a week away from starting the Remnant Warrior Conference in Grapevine, Texas at the Hilton DFW Hotel. Listen, if you can't make it, if you're afraid to travel right now, which we don't feel you need to be, but if you are, we understand. Don't miss out. Sign up for the live stream on demand. You will get it for a period of 3 months. Use the promotional code Mike20 when signing up and save yourself 20% off the purchase price of $39. That's less than $10 a month to watch this and to be educated. Sharon Gilbert will be sharing about the coronavirus, and we have a lot of other great topics from speakers like Derek Gilbert, Pastor Paul Begley, Paul McGuire, Josh Tolley, L.A. Marzulli, CIA insider and whistleblower Kevin Shipp, Jamie Walden. The list goes on and on. Dr. Michael Lake. So you don't want to miss it. Avail yourself of that live stream on demand package today. Just go to hearthewatchmenmen.com. I thought it would be fun today to bring you a little word from one of our past guests and a true friend of mine who's hanging out right now down in Miami Beach area. And he's looking a lot like he thinks he's going to be a part of the next Miami Vice today. But I've got David Paxton with us. David, thank you for joining us today.
Hey, buddy. Looking forward to the upcoming conference and excited to be on the show with you again. How you
Well,
doing?
listen, it's as you can see, I have a down vest on in my office with the heat on. It started out at 10 degrees this morning, and I think it's gotten up now to about 29. And you're sitting there in a short sleeve shirt, and I think, what, is it
Mm,
like 70 degrees there?
yeah, it's about 70. It's nice and sunny. Plenty of nice trees to look at, some fruit hanging around. Having a good time.
Well, I bet you there's some fruit there hanging around. So, anyway, we want to talk a little bit today about you've been to a couple of Hear the Watchman conferences. What is it about it that makes you keep coming back? And why should people go to the trouble of streaming it or doing the on demand?
That's actually an excellent question. I've been studying and teaching prophecy for 40 years now. I'm pretty old. And let me tell you, they always say we're close. For the last 40 years, during the 90s, we're like, could it be 2000? Could it be this? Is the Lord coming back? Um, but after all these years of seeing what was happening, all of a sudden, just in this even past year and past couple months, we see the birth pains starting to pick up immensely. And I like to use the term the water broke. I think we're about to give birth. I think the Lord's return is imminent. And to now, more than ever, just like on my show, Jesus is coming, get busy. Now, more than ever, it's the time to get with other brothers and sisters, to find out what the teachers know, and some of the watchers that are on the wall. The watchers are there to show us the body, what is happening, what's going on, and to prepare how to get the word out to your friends and family and say, look, he's coming and he's coming quickly. So it's really important to get together and to gather. Forsake not the gathering together of the believers. Well, in these times, it's hard to find believers in the churches and whatnot. So the conferences like these are the ones we come to get with other people of like mind.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more, David. And it's interesting that you bring up the birth pains because L.A. Marzulli's topic is the days of chaos, the birth pains. What Jesus warned us of is happening now, and it certainly is. We're seeing this coronavirus hysteria sweep across the country. The president, the vice president, and his people just had a press conference where they talked about it. And, it's the media has made it into a mass hysteria. I looked at some numbers this morning, and we have over 88,000 people per year in the United States who die from alcohol related deaths. Now, that's either from alcoholism or an accident, a car accident, and we've had 3,000 people plus, I think, worldwide who've died of the coronavirus. So let's keep everything in perspective. I mean, it's hysteria that's happening out there. But the bottom line is, David, God's got this.
He does.
We are covered by the blood of Christ, and He's got it. I have just as much, if not more, probability of getting hit by a truck on my way home than I do of contracting the coronavirus. So, it's just we all need to turn ourselves to Jesus right now, because that is where the protection is. David,
Exactly.
we talk about the on-demand live streaming of the conference, and that's again, you get it for 3 months, so you can watch it over and over again. I know you have had that before, and you have shared it with others. What is the response from people when you all get together and watch the conference via the on-demand?
Well, I'll tell you what. When there's obviously some of my friends and family can't make it for whatever reason, and one just called me Danny. Danny. He says he's stuck in the grand jury duty, so he's kind of upset. So the live on demand is going to be the next option for him. And for those who can't actually make it out here, it really is kind of the key, because with the live, you get some of the things that aren't on the recording as well. For the DVDs later on. Plus, you'll be there when it is live. You could feel it at the time the Holy Spirit is moving. It's just kind of another level up from just getting a recording. But then later on, when I go home, I'll be able to watch it again and kind of refresh the experience that I had whilst I was there. So I'll be able to get the live streaming in addition to actually being there. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah, and it's great to get together with people when you have the on-demand, folks. I mean, it's you bring some people over, grab yourself a pizza, sit back, and just enjoy all of the presentations. And you can pause them, you can go back over them, you can do whatever you need, because you want.
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot to mention I'll be doing that with the men's group at church.
Yeah, and it's a great way to get together and to be enriched by what these speakers have to say, because there's some amazing topics going on. Coach Dave's topic, something's happening here. Yep, it certainly is. And this conference is different than our other Hear the Watchman conferences, where we're going to actually be focusing on teaching you what you need to do to prepare yourself for the days to come. So, David, I mean, you've traveled back and forth. I think the first Hear the Watchman conference you came to was in Long Island, New York, which was an interesting conference.
Yeah, it was about an hour
Yeah.
from my house.
What was your experience there? Did you have a unique experience there?
Well, for me, I mean, I saw they hear the Watchmen around, and we've discussed it with my Bible study. Hey, we got to get to one of these. Where are they at? And then we looked at a couple of them and said, you know what? Let's plan this out. I don't know logistically how I'm going to get all around the rest of the country and whatnot. It was just, I guess I wasn't thinking straight. I said, as soon as I come to New York, let's get the tickets. And it wasn't but a week later you announced that you're coming to New York. I said, well, there you go. Here we are. And we were excited and looking forward to it. But I got to tell you, when I got there, it was even a lot more than I thought it was, because the synergy and the energy and the expectation of not only the speakers but the people that came was just really so heartwarming. It was almost like the rapture when we're finally gathered. Hey, we're all here and we get to just talk about the Lord and a lot of things that other people don't talk about.
Well, and
And
you know,
it was just comforting and exciting.
what's important for people to understand, you got involved in that conference, and we encourage people to get involved in our conferences. I believe you went and picked some speakers up from the airport. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, it came out and it was in a little bit of a obscure spot and hard to get to if you don't know your way around New York. So I said, listen, I know my way back and forth, and an Uber ride would have been ridiculous from there. So I offered to pick up some speakers and bring them back.
And what a wonderful experience that was for you, right? Because it connected you with
Oh,
people you had not been connected with before.
that's right. I mean, now we have an excellent relationship with Dr. Mike and Kathy Spalding. Like I've known them their whole lives. And then, we spent some time with Paul and Heidi Begley. So that was a trip. I brought them to a local, organic burger shop over there. And let me tell you, that's an experience.
But see, that's the stuff that people don't understand about coming to a Hear the Watchman conference. And folks, I think there's like 20 seats left right now. So you can go to the website and you can access, if you're in the Dallas area, you can get yourself a ticket. There's a one-day ticket, and then there's, of course, the regular conference ticket. Use the promotional code again, Mike20. Save yourself $20 off the general admission ticket. But if you're going to do it, you best do it quick, because those tickets will be gone by early next week. David, what are you looking forward to from this conference, besides seeing me?
Well, yeah, besides seeing you and giving you a great big bear hug. You know what? I got to tell you, uh, as much as I love everybody, for me to pick the brains of Derek and Sharon while I'm sitting there is probably one of my most favorite things. It's hard to find more intelligent people.
It is indeed. I mean, Derek is like a walking encyclopedia, and Sharon is just amazing. And we're so blessed to have her there to kind of bring some calm into this whole coronavirus thing. She is educated as a microbiologist. Of course, she's an author, and she is a host on Skywatch TV. But she is educated as a microbiologist. She has been studying this virus, and she has been tweeting about this virus and putting the word out about this virus. And it's just, we're just so blessed. And of course, if you're there, it's wonderful because you can, as David said, pick her brain. But you can also just, again, the on demand. You can watch her and listen and be educated. The most important thing, David, don't you think, as we go forward in these trying times, is knowledge. Not just knowledge of the physical world, but a true understanding of the scripture. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. What I see is we've been dumbed down. Even the early church fathers knew more about prophecy than we know today. If you study them, they picked the times. They said, "Oh, it's going to be around this time, and these things are going to happen." And even as Israel was completely destroyed, they're like, "Oh yeah, Israel's going to come back as a nation," and we just don't know. So what has happened is the religion of evolution is trying to take over, and it kind of dumbed down the church. So now we just don't know what the heck is going on. And now it's extremely important, and the word is getting out there, especially with the internet. You can search anything instantly of, the original writings, what they originally thought, and the original prophecies. And just like it was written in Daniel in the last days, and even in the book of Enoch, it says this is written for the very last generation. And now all of a sudden, the book of Enoch is prevalent everywhere. Whether or not you believe it's actual canon is a different story. But nonetheless, the prophecies are there. And it's at least a history book, if nothing else, telling of what's coming. And Jude said it was the prophet. So those things are exciting, and the end times are exciting, and we got to get together, folks.
Well, I mean, it's funny, David. This is the 5th anniversary of us going to Dallas. I think we've done 20 conferences or something like that in 5 years. And we have more after Dallas. We will be in Boise, Idaho, the first weekend in September. That conference will be Igniting the Fire. Amazing group of speakers that you've never heard before, most of them. But, when we first started this in Dallas, if you came up to me and said, one of the speakers said, I'm gonna spend my time talking about the book of Revelation, I would have been like, oh, no, that's way, way, way too scary for all of us. And today, it's probably one of my favorite books. I mean, we've been going through it at church and studying it, and I mean, we're all the bride. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, we're the bride. And it's just, we're in those times. We're in those times now, which is, again, why it's so important to learn these things. Now, you do a Bible study. How often do you do your Bible study, and where are you in that Bible study now?
Well, we're going on 4.5 years. We were in Revelation for the first 3.5, and now we're up to chapter 3 in Daniel. And yeah, and I gotta tell you, after studying everything else, we're doing some other work. Well, you met Ken Johnson and obviously L.A. and a lot of our other friends and associates. That Revelation is kind of light reading at this point.
Yeah, amen to that. Amen to that. So, well, look at folks. I mean, I want you to look behind me here, and you can see David there. He's got that pondering look at an In-N-Out burger, in Orange County, California. I think he almost got us thrown out of there, but he goes through his day like that, thinking, and what he's thinking about is Jesus. And so, David, we're really looking forward to seeing you at Hear the Watchmen here next week. And but you might have to, since you're so used to this sunny weather in Miami there, you might have to wear a jacket because the temperatures are supposed to be between 60 to 70 degrees while we're there. Personally, I will be wearing probably board shorts and flip-flops, but anyway, you enjoy the rest of your day there with the sunshine. I'm going to go shovel snow, and you and I will hook up next week at Hear the Watchmen.
If anybody sees me out there, come up, say hi. I'll give you a big hug.
All righty. Well, hey, folks, that's going to wrap it up today for this edition. Go to hearthewatchmenmen.com. Get the on-demand, come in person, or go for the pre-order of the DVD set. It's all right there on the first page when you go to the website. Check it out. Be blessed. Be a part of the remnant body. David, thank you for taking time out of your busy day today to join us on the Watchman's Report.
All right, brother. We'll see you shortly.
All right, folks. Listen, as we always say here on the Watchman's Report, there's nothing you can't do with Jesus in your heart, except nothing at all. Get out there, get busy, activate your faith, make a difference, be a part of the solution, not the problem. We'll see you next time here on the Watchman's Report.